What's up, everyone? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com, part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network. My name is Jeff Spiegel, joined today by Scott Geirman, talking a little international baseball, but not the World Baseball Classic, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Scott reports yesterday that the Dodgers will open the 2024 season in South Korea against the San Diego Padres. These games will be March 20th and 21st. They'll come home, and then they'll get a little bit of time off before the rest of the regular season takes off. We had heard some rumblings about this. I'm curious, Scott, your thoughts on the Dodgers going abroad to start next season.
You know, exposure for the Los Angeles Dodgers is great. Like expanding that reach, globally is just something I enjoy it. I know there's some people have their, qualms about it, but I really like that. It's definitely, time change is a stressful thing, but I love it. I think I think there's so much energy when the Dodgers go overseas. It's just, you saw when they were in Australia. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I
think
think
I'm super excited.
And I think it's an upgrade over places like Australia, just because I think South Korea is just an absolutely baseball crazy place.
Yeah.
What's funny for me is, I actually got to travel to South Korea a handful of years ago, and that was when Hyun-Jin Ryu was on the Dodgers. And I could tell you that guy was like the biggest star in the whole country. This is a country that is obsessed with baseball, and when they have guys that are succeeding abroad, it's a big deal. Obviously soccer not as big in the United States, but you can imagine how big of a deal it is when Christian Pulisic signs in the Premier League. That's like what happens when Ryu comes over. Now, what's interesting is, I would say for basically 95% of the history of baseball, if the Dodgers went to South Korea, they would be the hometown favorite. I don't think that's going to be the case, because the Padres actually boast Ha-Seong Kim on their roster, one of the better players from South Korea that's playing international baseball. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, the Dodgers, Chan-Ho Park, as well as Hyun-Jin Ryu, Hee-Seop Choi, they have history in South Korea, but present tense, Ha-Seong Kim is kind of the guy over there. It is worth noting, Scott, there might be a certain famous Japanese player involved in this game by the time the 2024 season begins. And I imagine if Ohtani were involved, hopefully on the Dodgers side of things, that might shift the fan balance a little bit. Not that he's necessarily the most popular guy in South Korea, but I bet there would be a lot of folks traveling in from Japan to see this game.
Yeah, absolutely. That would certainly increase everything like tenfold. So
yeah.
I'm sure that's a video for another time. You can get me on there, have me talking about what Mookie Betts and they were talking, all that stuff there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know that it's the more we talk about it, it's the opener for the season. As I think that'll be somewhere like the 10th time or somewhere around there that MLB has done that. I think it's a great way to start the year. I know Dodger fans might have pause, but let's get excited. Like it's going to be an incredible venue. There's going to be so much energy. And if they come away with a win, I know they're playing the Padres, that'll be a great series. I'm sure that, that excitement will be at a real big high.
Yeah, and not the only international games Major League Baseball is having. The Dodgers will not be involved in any of these, but there will also be regular season games in Mexico City, in London, and in the Dominican Republic as well. You kind of hinted at this. I tend to like the beginning of the season one. You play 2 games, you get a week off, you come home, you readjust, and then you get moving with things. What are your thoughts on these other games, which will be basically played smack dab in the middle of the regular season? Obviously, Mexico City, Dominican Republic, not the craziest travel in the world. London, again, not crazy if you're on the East Coast, I suppose. But what do you think about playing baseball in places like Mexico, England, the Dominican Republic?
So like Mexico City's fine, not too much of a, time difference there. Travel might be a little, different for some. It just all depends there. But the London games that we just saw, like with the Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs, that one would, that would have me a little bit weird. I would be like, oh man, we're in a groove and you have to immediately fly overseas, go play, a little two game set, like against the Colorado Rockies, say something random. That would be annoying. I'd be like, come on, man, what are we doing? Let's just shift this. Let's go let them play this. Let Dodgers stay at home. But I enjoy it as long as it's not the Dodgers doing it. Let's talk about that. Yeah.
But it is worth noting, by the way, the Red Sox and Rays will be playing in the Dominican Republic. That'll actually be a preseason spring training series.
Sure.
So
that's fun. I like that.
Mets and Phillies will be playing in London on June 8th and 9th, and then the Astros and Rockies April 27th and 28th in Mexico City. That'll be one to watch. If you're a bettor, get ready to pound the over, because if you remember those games, there were runs everywhere. It was played at altitude. The ball was flying out of the park. So stuff to watch there. But again, the headline here, the Dodgers will open the 2024 season in South Korea against the Padres. Should be a blast. Should be a great atmosphere for that one. And I know a couple of us were joking. We'll see if we can get some credentials and get excuse to go over there, because South Korea is one of my favorite places in the world to travel. That's Scott Geirman. My name is Jeff Spiegel. As always, thanks for joining us. Please subscribe, ring the notification bell here. Be sure to check out our YouTube. We got tons of content coming. We did a second half review, a first half review, a second half preview, a trade deadline preview also is either up or in the works. So check that out. Check out DodgerBlue.com, where you can see Scott's work and lots of our great writers. My name is Jeff Spiegel. Enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, go Dodgers.